everything's impermanent, transitory, then we are really, the reasons are not really some shallow reasons, are big reasons. Big reasons means like life is precious, life is trans. That's big reason. Everybody can understand that. You understand what I mean? That's really they say, and that's really mean you really the foundational practices. They really are, because I'm not practicing become I'm Tibet or Buddhist. That's really not, because I want to practice meditation because life is precious. Therefore, I want to make my life more meaningful. And everything's impermanent, transitory. Therefore, I want to, reach enlightenment or understand my consciousness. That's really, really authentic way introduce these two things. We have realized two things. I think this time I wanted to more teaching, because then you go home, you need to do the practice, and the practice therefore I think you go and read that, and then when you read, I think we doing also practice together, this Ngondro also practice together, and I show you when you're doing practice together, how do you do in home. But it gave the more information, experience, it's very important right now. Like think that way. Then, I think the real reason is, life is really uncertainty. There's so many, they call degeneration time. There's so many disease, there's so many obstacles and many uncertainty ways, and that really are one way. We have these things teachings, and it helps us. We many uncertain things we face, and we have take refuge, develop bodhicitta, and all these things practices. Like next answer in the question. And then the third is cause and effect. Cause and effect, I think this is important right now. I think cause and effect is right now. Cause and effect is, general I want to say cause and effect is it's very important. Anything you do, say, think, there's consequences. You understand? That's it. Anything you do, say, think, there's consequences. That really are the cause and effect. Cause and effect. I think people don't realize these days. And that's really, people don't realize that really people get trouble, because people think, I can say anything, but why people tell me, they criticize me? Because you criticize others, they criticize you. That's a cause and effect. You harm others, they harm you. And you do other things good, they're good too. They told you you get good things. It's a cause and effect. Therefore, this is universal law. It's not like just arbitrary some religion or some culture, but cause and effect is universal law. Universe works. Anything you do, there's impact. Even I move in my hand, impacts many things. But actually means cause and effect means if your attitude is, your attitudes, your actions, or your speech become negative, there's consequences here. Because if your attitudes, your actions, your speech become positive, there's also consequences. But we need to aware that. We need to aware that. Most people are oblivious. They call this oblivious that. And you don't know that, and you don't know cause and effect. That means you don't know how to solve problems. You don't know how to bring happiness, that says. The Buddha says. And that means, and I think this universe is, first is everything begins your mind. This is everything, whether positive or negative, everything begins your mind. When your mind starts, like negative, and then like say, I don't like someone or I hate someone, I just wish other people, I want to do something, and mentally that, contemplating, and then sometimes that's become physical, action. Or sometimes comes your mouth. And that means not just only you contemplating, but you taking action. And then maybe that result is harm yourself and harm others. And that's really called the negative, cause create negative actions or result, negative result. And the same is positive. That your mind is positive. You contemplating something positive, then the physically there's positive actions or like positive speech. That we always do. Like why everybody serving tea, everybody saying wonderful things, everybody has enjoyed, a good time because we have positive actions. The reason is we have positive actions. We have positive attitudes. That really people get along with each other. People happiness, enjoy each other's company. There's harmony. There's connection. There's everything come from this, positive thoughts and positive actions. And positive actions mean, have anything let's say any good things are called positive action. Any good you do yourself and others. Working or like printing this book or like just bring tea or like say thank you or anything is called positive action. They come from positive minds. I think that's create happiness and joy. And then the negative action is anything conflict, unhappiness, also distraction, hurting. Everything's come from whether you are first mind appear that and then active your speech. Hurt speech, and then I go through this and hurt speech. I put here is this word called positive negative actions here. Ngondro in here things they have. List many things, list many things, and here are list 10 positive and negative actions, 10 negative actions, attitudes, 10 positive actions, attitudes. Bring happiness and other bring suffering. Then says, this, and this is not universally like 10, there's the three physical, they call three physical is negative actions are like killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. These things are like universally the negative actions. They create suffering. And then four are speech called lying, device speech, harsh speech, idle gossip. All these things are like idle gossip means okay, I just march in Tibet. Yeah, lying we know. Device speech means you just Josh and Paul, there's good connection. I talk to them, they devise. They call devise. That's negative because you know, for example, your speech make them conflict between. And then hard speech, I criticize Paul, I say you're a loser, and like or anything, hurt someone badly, and then or like any curse, you really negative mind, special negative mind involved, not really called really, and then say something very negative things. Idle gossip means just meaningless, things, most meaningless talks, people, after you talk, your mind is so upset or mind is so conflict because you're so much chatter, talk about after that, feels very turbulent, unhappy, or a little bit angry, angry someone, or like even not deep, but feel very upset, unhappy. You see, you talk sometimes, two people talk, after they're a little bit upset, unhappy, you don't have resentment, but later you have resentment, curse after this speech, like, oh, something happened this week between me and you're fun, but suddenly you talk to these people and then says, after that speech, oh, I'm very angry, this person, like more angry. That's called outward gossip, and that's really that kind of speech is, like negative speech because it hurts people or not good for both. And that's really, and first is killing, like stealing, Sexual misconduct means, like raping or any, sex, you have not consensual sex, but there's, there's harming going on, anything. All those things are like physical, there's three physical, 4 on speech, and then 3 of mind. Mental is covetousness, means covetousness is means like you want someone's possession, someone's, I like Paul's, car. I wish I have that, Paul has a very beautiful car. Or I want someone's wife, or very much better. She's very beautiful, or like someone's, like something like that. Really, you wish that, and then that has consequences, and then that, and then ill will is really means you want hurting someone very bad mentally. You someone's unhappy, you feel happy, or really. That kind ill will. These things are like they define of negative actions, and universally, not like one. Universally, these are all negative things. There's no positive things, and then that's really. And if you have these things, then there's a cause of suffering. Why these things are negative? Because cause of suffering to you and cause of suffering to other. No, there's something morally wrong, but that's another. But this is cause of suffering, yourself and other things. Therefore, and usually, how do you talk about it? What's the cause of suffering? And what's the cause of suffering? Then the 10th one is wrong view. Wrong view is like they call this little bit, this you can say this is only Buddhist perspective. Wrong view is, wrong view is always relative. Wrong view is like someone don't believe a cause and effect. They call it wrong view sometimes. Someone don't believe in a cause and effect, or don't believe and maybe opposite. And then, they don't, they just they call that's Dharma perspective. Really, other things are just normal for universally, but this is a little bit more Dharma perspective, and someone has the line, their view is not relying, not the perspective is not aligned with reality, opposite reality, called wrong view, and then means don't believe in cause and effect, don't believe in many positive views. You don't have many positive, everything's twisted view. And then that's really the 10th one. And then 10th one, that's really these things cause of suffering. Therefore, you avoid. It's not like that's really the cause of suffering. It's void. And then 10 positive attitudes, actions. 10 positive actions. Here's what's 10 positive actions. Opposite, yeah. This is renounce killing and stay same in life. The first positive action. Second positive action, avoid device speech, instead reconcile dispute. Reconcile disparate. Exactly. Yeah, that means you do positive. Don't be make gossip, don't make friends, device, don't do that. Make reconcile. There's conflict. You always need to do something positive. Means not you always bring conflict between people. You need reconcile. There's conflict. That's positive action. Yeah. First is saving life, people. That's a positive action. Second is, your job is not a conflict, but to bring people together. Bring people together. There's conflict. That's positive action. And that's really saving lives. Let me see. I'm just no. Second is let me see. Saving life. The first positive action. Second is the stealing, renounce stealing, instead practice generosity. That's the second one. Practice generosity is the positive physical action, the positive action. And then avoid sexual misconduct, follow a proper conduct. Means you're just proper conduct. That's third positive action. And then that's physical. Verbally, avoid lying in instead telling truth. And then avoid device speech, reconcile that one. And harsh words, and you say pleasant words, say, make people happy, make, someone happy, your speech, say wonderful things, say, not always see other people's negative quality, see their positive qualities, say wonderful things, make other people happy, your speech. That is positive speech, positive speech. And then avoid gossip, and they says, recite prayers, mantras, practices. You don't talk lots of gossip, but you recite mantras, prayers, anything, something positive. Your speech become positive. You should do that. And that really are four positive actions, four positive speeches. Yeah, four related to speech. Then three positive attitudes. And this is avoid covetousness and stay generous mind. You need to have generous mind. You need to have that, create that. And avoid ill will, develop good heart. And renounce wrong view, instead develop right view. Believe in cause and effect. And that really are they are the 10 positive attitudes and actions, and they call cause and effect. And then says you have this cause and effect. Mainly cause and effect many things, but cause and effect is when your body speech becomes negative, and then creates suffering. Cause is body speech and negative is cause. The effect is create suffering, yourself and others. It's the effect, the result. That's called karma. Karma is like that. Karma, some Sanskrit they call karma. And your body speech, become positive, and then they create happiness, well-being, harmonious, yourself and others. Then the cause is the body, speech, mind is become positive. The effect is you create happiness, harmonious everywhere. And they call cause and effect, a karma. Yeah? Karma is like that. And then here, I think once you know the cause and effect, then you know how to avoid cause of suffering. You know how to create happiness, enlightenment. And because you know really, okay, I are these things. And then these things are not like, for example, they say don't follow like religiously, or once you do that, then you become sinner, you're a bad person. Don't say that. Say you can do that, you can care for, but if you do that, it's not like you didn't, then you become negative person. Then all human beings are not perfect. Everybody's somewhere we are doing, but we need more mindful. We need to have how to avoid that. And each time we improve. It's no one's perfect, everything can do.